Hello everybody, this is Martin here back with round number 4 of this Legacy daily event with Ad Nauseam Tendrils. Currently sitting nice and pretty at 3-0. After the absurdity of running into 3 Miracles decks in a row and being 2-0 against each of them. So, just on a roll. And obviously at this point I was probably thinking, am I really going to get a 4th Miracle player? Turns out I wasn't, but pretty close, as I ended up facing this blue, white, red sort of control-y deck. Alright, so I lost the die roll, so my opponent is on the play. I get this hand, and basically if any of these cards other than the LED had been a tutor, I would have snap kept it. If any card but for the Delta or Petal had been an Empty the Worms, I would also have kept it. But I think this is a wrong hand to keep, because we could just end up drawing some more mana cards, like lands or rituals or mana artifacts. And if we do that, we'll just slowly die. We are just like, this hand is just one business piece away from just being insane. But at the same time, we don't have any discard spells, so we can't really protect ourselves. I think I have to mulligan this. My opponent keeps a 7. I get this. It's not exactly awesome, but there's a land, there's some discard spells, probably one too many, but there's also Brainstorm, so we'll keep this. Let's see what we're up against here. Volcanic Island, go. That's ominous. I suppose that could be any number of things. Could be Miracles again, could be a Delver deck, could be Show and Tell deck. Okay, so I draw another land. That's pretty good. So now I'm faced with a dilemma of do I fetch for basic lands or not? The thing is, I kind of want to duress him on turn 1. But I also want to be able to brainstorm and then fetch. So if I get a basic swamp to duress, I can't do that on the following turn. I could also just not do anything and risk him going like, I don't know, like Ancient Tombs, Show and Tell, or I guess Counterbalance. But I think that might be more correct. Yeah, just not do anything. Not showing what we're on either. He goes Island. Thankfully no Counterbalance. Another land, that's kind of nice. Now I think I can afford to do the basic plan. Oops. Okay, I passed the turn again. Let's see. Then on his upkeep, I fetch, because I don't want to, like, I'm playing towards him having a stifle. He doesn't. He ponders. And he, that's not from this game. I guess I can't see if he shuffled or what. Can I? Nope. So, I don't know if he shuffled or kept with his ponder. Sorry guys. Plays another land. And I draw a Dark Ritual. Things are shaping up a bit. So, I lead on the Brainstorm here. I could have played another land to dissuade him from Spell Piercing if he had Spell Pierce. But he might do that anyway, and cracking both fetch lands would be kind of bad. Okay, so I'm getting like a boatload of ritual effects here. Maybe one more land than I need. And one more discard spell. I don't think I need more than 2. So put back a discard spell and put back one of the lands. Play out another land and then go for the Duress. Let's see what's up. And here we see, okay, so the Spell Snare and the True Name Nemesis tells us he's not on Miracles. The rest of the cards are kind of miracly. I think what I want to do here is actually take the Brainstorm. I'm actually a little bit surprised he didn't Brainstorm in response, but he might have kept with his Ponder, so he might know what's coming. Yeah, the other choice would be Spell Snare, but I have a Therapy to nab that later on. Also, like, my hand can handle him like snaring the Cabal Ritual. So I do take the Brainstorm. So plays out another land, just passes the turn. He has his Snapcaster. And a Tutor. That's nice. So 5 cards, 6, 7, 8. So I don't think I can go off this turn without taking the Spell Snare before casting the Ritual. And then the problem becomes him having access to Snapcaster and snaring again. What I can do is bait out the snare. Okay. And I'll just pass. And then next turn we can do some things. And he drew a Brainstorm. That's good for him. And he doesn't play out his True Name wisely. I draw another land, that's not too bad. So I play this Therapy out. And I want to call out Force of Will. So he's drawn another Spell Snare, and he has a Snapcaster Mage, so he can snare, snap, snare. But I don't think that actually really matters, because I get to go land, and I have 3 lands, and I have Dark Ritual, that's 7 mana, Past in Flames. What he can do is he can dig through time and find a Force of Will. Or he can Snapcaster for a Brainstorm and find Force of Will. I think those are like his outs. I think I need to go for it here because like things aren't necessarily gonna get better for me, and I do have the sort of safety valve of having the Past in Flames in the yard. So what I'll do is I'll cast Past in Flames before the Tutor. Yeah, okay, so let's see. Fetch. And we'll Dark Ritual. That will resolve. Another Dark Ritual. And now we cast the Past in Flames. And if he does something now and finds the Force of Will, we can Grim Tutor for a Lion's Eye Diamond. And then next turn, Lion's Eye Diamond, flashback, Past in Flames. Potentially anyways, I mean, depends on what we draw and how many of his resources go, because he still has access to his Spell Snare. That could be a problem. But anyway, I guess not really, because we can just Duress him and therapy him. He does decide to go for the dig through time. Okay, sir, what do you find? Apparently he found nothing. So now he has the 1 mana. And I don't think he has an out now because his 1 mana, it's very unlikely that he's going to have Flusterstorm in game 1. So what he could have is a Spell Pierce, but I'm going to flashback Dark Ritual now and I'll have just mana to pay for Spell Pierce. Snare doesn't hit 1 mana spells obviously, so I just need to, I guess, basically Duress him. Or probably Therapy him, in case he had hit 2 snares, but anyway. Dark Ritual, no Spell Pierce, another Dark Ritual, or actually just Duress, yeah. And he did hit a second snare. Not to worry. Because we have redundancy. I think I should have gone with the Therapy first and then Spell Snare. Still have Threshold and another Ritual. Play the Cabal Ritual out first to maintain the Threshold. Yeah, Storm is plenty high. Yep, that was game 1. Yeah, I think, like, you can see what having Past the Flames in hand does here, and also I think when Grim Tutor, like, it's a bit of a corner case, but it gets around Spell Snare where, like, Infernal Tutor would not have. Okay, so let's get back. Let's go for game number 2. Alright, back here for game number 2. Sideboarding is somewhat like against Miracles, although not entirely. So I don't need to bring in as many Abrupt Decays, so probably just 2. I also want both Carpet of Flowers in this matchup, I think, because he might have more sort of soft provision. He might have Daze, I didn't see it, but he's likely to have Spell Pierce. Also, Xantid Swarm I think is a little bit worse here because there's a chance of him having bolts and leaving those in over like Swords to Plowshares. Like, all in all, I just think there's a higher chance of him having removal in game 2 than if he were a Miracles deck. I could bring in Massacre. Actually, I'm not even really sure if I did or not. I might bring in 1 because this kind of deck is likely to have like Hate Bear type cards like Meddling Mage or Aethersworn Canonist. Bring out the Past in Flames. Probably cut a couple of discard spells for the alternative removal. Yeah. Sorry, the sideboarding for this is not completely clear in my head. Okay, so on the draw, yeah, no, it's a good hand. Only have the 1 land, and I want both black and blue mana, but I didn't see a Wasteland out of his deck in game 1, and those True Name Nemesis decks don't seem to run Wastelands from memory anyways. So let's see here. Keep this hand for sure. Yep. So my opponent leads on. My opponent kept his 7 as well, by the way. He is on Tundra Go. No, Tundra Ponder. Sorry, my bad. And I think I want to Ponder as well. And yeah, like I said, not playing around Wasteland anymore. I think I also kind of just need to not do that because I need the black mana access as well. So Ponder. Yeah, that's a nice hand. We get the additional land. Carpet of Flowers. Like, if we get a green mana source, then Carpet becomes really good. So take the land and draw a Ponder for next turn, I think. Yeah, so shift the turn back. My opponent goes Island, and he goes for a Meddling Mage. Alright, so happy I have the Abrupt Decay now, but need to find a green source. He names Infernal Tutor. I think that's a fine choice with Meddling Mage. Let's see here. So we draw the Ponder. We knew we were going to draw. I think we're going to lead with Brainstorm. That was really, really nice. Okay, so like ideally we will only need one discard spell, but I think we're also flooding a bit on lands. Let's put back 2 lands, especially because we have the carpet. So play out the carpet off of a trop that also allows to decay next turn. And like he could force this. I think he actually, if he has the force, would be kind of wise to do that, because this is an extra dark ritual of like any color kind of each turn for me. So it resolves. Second main phase, trigger the carpet, make some. I think I want to ponder. Make some blue mana. Yeah. So we ponder. All right. Thank you. Unless he has a way, like if he plays a Ether Swarm Cannon this next turn, then it's bad. But other than that, I don't see how I'm actually not just winning. Okay, so I'll put the ritual on top to draw the tutor next turn. Okay. He brainstorms. Fine. Use your mana. And swing in. Okay, trigger the pedal, the carpet. The thing is, if I don't trigger, I cannot trigger it now, and then I get another trigger at my next main phase, and things might have happened that would have made him sack his land for island. But I think I'm just gonna trigger it, make some black mana, get this show going. Therapy. I think here I need to name Force, because I think that's the card he's most likely to have. He could have a Flusterstorm. What I don't want to see him have is like Flusterstorm Brainstorm. That would be really bad. But Force, he had the Force. Yeah, he's just dead now. He has the Spell Snare. Not gonna matter at all, because I'm gonna take that as well. Okay, so Ritual can't be countered by Spell Snare. Play another Therapy naming Spell Snare. He has a Snapcaster Mage, but unfortunately for him, not another land. Have Threshold. Decay his Meddling Mage. No more meddling for you. Play out the Diamond. Get Past in Flames. Yeah. Yeah, and he's just dead. Stone dead. So I think like this was, as you can imagine, quite thrilling for me to go 4-0 and 8-0 in games in the daily, and having met all these Force of Will decks, especially like 3 Miracles decks. I'll say that I don't think it's very common to, first of all, meet all those decks, but then to also do as well against them. I think it was like a combination of just my sideboarding plan really panning out, and my deck just being really good to me, and their deck perhaps not being that good. I think also this daily kind of inadvertently ended up being like a case study for like or like an advertisement for the green sideboard cards. I had actually forgotten about the carpet here in the last game, and it really just proved very, very decisive as well. yeah, I mean, I think the deck did really well. I think like the Xantid Swarms were excellent in the Miracles matchups, as you've seen in those. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it though. So I want to thank you for watching. If you saw all the 4 rounds, thanks for that. I hope to be back soon with some more Legacy content. Bye bye.